Hamburg day one. Let's be having you. So we started our journey at midnight because hey, it's not a holiday with us if we don't leave at stupid o'clock. Now we were flying from Stansted Airport, which I've never stepped foot in before, so I didn't know what to expect. Like I said, we left the house at about midnight, had a couple of hour drive, got to Stansted Airport with about 3 hours before our flight, because that's what's recommended in the sense of they're having security issues and all that jazz. Now, we always do airport parking, and usually over the flights that we've done, over the holidays we've done, we've always kind of sided on the option of doing the meet and greet service. So it's very much as someone physically comes to collect your car like at the terminal, and then they give it back to you at the terminal, as opposed to like waiting for transport buses and all that jazz, because it just takes far too long. Stansted, their options were you had their car parks are quite close by. So I was like, okay, so we opted for the short stay multi-story car park, which really was pretty good. Like you drove through, barriers opened, all that jazz, parked up your car, and then it was a like just over 5-minute walk to the actual terminal. Headed through, now we were flying with Ryanair, and this holiday we've done hand luggage only, so we didn't need to go to a desk, we didn't need to check anything in, it was literally straight through to security. Now, I've said that we've given loads of time already for security, and when you first walk in, it looked pretty bad. I was like, there's lots of people, lots of queues. Now, we've always had issues with security at airports, like Birmingham Airport, like Heathrow Airport, anywhere that we've gone that's not Gatwick, I can't fault them. It's very much that you're always waiting for ages, there's nothing open, half the things are closed, like stress. But this just looked worse than it was, so I'm not even sorry for that. We got in, walked through, and literally they split off in so many different queues that it was 10 minutes, if that, till we got to an actual like security, like sorting our stuff out. Put everything on the belt. The boys went through the scanners, and obviously the ones that were too small ended up getting their pat downs as it was. Like I had a couple of questions about content that was in my bag, like tripods looking a bit funny on a screen. But they didn't actually like check anything. It was just a case of they asked me what it was, this is that, and I said what it was, and then that was it. Ooh, walked off. So that meant we were left in the airport for quite a lot of time as well, because obviously we've given ourselves extra time prior to needing to be there. We always do like an itsu, because you cannot get on a flight and go on holiday without sushi in the morning. Apparently that is what we get up to. When it was time to jump on the flight, we headed down to our gate. Now, Ryanair, don't get me wrong, can't really fault them when it comes to getting everyone kind of through and checked in and sorted. Like we had no issues. Literally, we had priority booked. Now, I sit here and I go, right, yes, not on a snobby type have I bouged out and done that, like because we had hand luggage, like the priority was included anyway, so win-win. But don't really think it would have made a difference in this instant, because in good old Ryanair fashion, I think every flight I've done with them, they love to make you wait on the tarmac. Like, I don't get it. I really don't. Like, if the plane is not ready, why am I walking out of the warmth to stand on the tarmac for like 10-15 minutes? All right, we're all freezing, we're all cold, the kids are cold, like we are dressed in comfy clothing for flights, so don't get me wrong, we're like, it's great for the weather kind of to be here and there, a little bit in there, but not to be standing outside. Like, yeah, no. And that early, mate, just no. Once we finally got on though, can't fault it. Finally got on, like sat down. Now normally, so this is our first flight where we've had our youngest having his own seat. So he turned 2 not too long ago. So very much that we were like, oh, this is quite exciting. We've got 5 seats booked now as opposed to 4. So we usually do 3 sat on a row and then another adult with the youngest on their lap on like the row next to it, so that you're all kind of just sat in a line. And that seems to have been what's worked for us over the years. This time we decided, since we got 5 seats, we had 3, so adult, 2 kids, and then we had like the second adult and child on the row behind next to the window, because if you can have 2 window seats, mate, get 2 window seats. everything was pretty chill. Like the younger two had a tablet to watch some films on, very much not a screen-free type family, mate. Like if they want to watch a movie, they can watch a movie. And the eldest had a tablet too, and he had some games on there. But then we also had like the electronic kind of like memory games or like noughts and crosses type things that are, in my eyes, perfect for when you're on a flight, because then if someone drops it, you're not looking for a million pieces all over the floor. It's literally, you just pick it up and carry on playing. The flight itself, I think it said it was just over an hour and a half, but I kid you not, it felt like we were on that flight for an hour and that was about it. So I nodded off what felt like 10 minutes. And then as soon as I woke up, it was because they were saying we're getting ready for landing. I was like, oh, okay, that was quick. Like, I don't feel refreshed enough yet. I've like had 3 hours sleep since yesterday. The funny thing is we looked out the window. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not naive to think that, oh, we're going on holiday, therefore it's going to be glorious sunshine. I've packed all the swimming clothes. Like, no, I am not. Like, I'm not naive. We're traveling to Europe. It's going to be more or less kind of the same as it is back home, right? But I always say, check the weather. Like, check the weather before you go. Pack for whatever the weather is in the country you're going to. Don't know why on earth this last week I decided that, I don't need to check the weather. Or maybe I've told myself I've already done it and I'm just packing for what the weather's like now in England, which common sense tells me that is a very stupid thing to do. So we literally looked out the window as we were coming into land and I just burst out laughing. I was like, this is like, oh my gosh, snow everywhere, like thick snow everywhere was white. I was like, oh my goodness, like, don't get me wrong, they've got coats and hats and I've got jeans, jumpers. I'm not necessarily packed for like turning into an icicle. We hung back on the flight because we, like I said, we had so much luggage. Between us, we've got 3 suitcases, a rucksack, like the kids' rucksack, and then obviously like the baby carrier and stuff. So we're like, it's a lot easier for us to kind of wait until the plane like clears out a bit so we can get the rucksack down, repack the tablets and things, and then get off, because there's no point us like getting in everyone's way or trying to do it and holding things as we're getting off the plane. Like, no, I'd rather have it all sorted and packed so that we're physically walking off the plane with all the bits we need. Toilet break, and then it was obviously time for passport control. Now, another thing, right? I'm not naive to the fact that, yes, when you've got young kids, like, you physically have to see a person. You can't go through electric gates. I understand as well that really you can only do that in the UK now. But all of the other passport controls we've done, like all around Europe that we've been to, they always have a family lane. It's always, oh, you've got young kids, come to this lane here. Like, you're still waiting. I'm not saying you ever get through quickly, but there is always kind of a different zone that understands that sometimes kids are cranky, they're tired, they just like, they've been up too long, they've not really eaten much. Yeah. But no. One lane for everyone. So Hamburg Airport, like arrival side of things, I'm really not a fan. Now, one lane, all right, cool, fine. You say one lane, I can see like 6, 7 desks. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. Like, one desk was open, one desk, no words for it. We were waiting for a good 40 minutes, at least. 40 minutes to move on this little snake-like queue to get to the front. Now, plenty of staff around, so I sit there going, right, I get it, you've got other things to do, I don't work here, so I don't know the ins and outs, but it'd kind of be nice if everyone can put bums on seats and like get through this queue. It's feckin' huge. And I get as well that when you're at work, you're going to talk to your colleagues. Everyone likes a little chin wag. Like, I'm not saying that, you can't. But you know, like when you're halfway through checking a passport and you like just stop to have a 5-minute conversation, and I'm stood there going, I can't really say anything because you can deny me entry. But at the same time, can you stop? Like, so obviously the boys, like, they found it exciting that obviously they had to go up to the robot thing, get their picture taken. Like, it was all cool. It wasn't the end of the world. But then when you're trying to tell them that, oh, they can't go that way yet, and the youngest is trying to walk through the door, and you're like, don't want to get told off. Like, yeah. So that was great. But when we finally got through, we thought, woo, okay, we're here, we're done. Now, we normally are a public transport type of family. Like, we always opt for just jumping on a train or walking. Like, we've got no qualms with that. Now here, no different. But we looked at the time and we're like, right, it's either we get a train and it's about a 40-minute journey to kind of the area where the hotel is, or we can jump in a cab and it's like 20 minutes. So we thought, right, it's early, we've got so much stuff, everyone's tired, we're freezing, let's just get in the taxi. Headed out to the taxi rank. And again, I get it. Oh, this is becoming quieter. I'm having a little rant, aren't I? Like, I get it. We're a family of 5. It's like, it's considered a big family. Okay, I get that. But anywhere we have travelled needing a taxi, right? Now, whether that be at home and like around the world or whatnot, it's always been that our youngest has to sit on our lap. One, because he doesn't sit on his own chair in my car. Like, he's still in like baby car seat style thing. He can't sit nicely. Sit still, like he's not even gonna fit with your seatbelt on, like it ain't gonna work. So he's always on the lap. So in my head, that tells me that that's 4 seats I need, 4 seats in a car, right? So why else would I need anything else? Why else would we need anything else? Walked up to the cars, walked up to the taxi ranks, and they turned around and were just like, no, can only take 4. Can only take 4 people. It's like, all right, okay. No, can't take this, can't take that. Like even the like people carrier style cars can only take 4 people. It's like, but you physically have enough seats in your car to fit an extra bum. Like, not that I need it, but you do. And they said, no, you need to go to, and they pointed to like the minibus style cars on the other side. So I was like, all right, cool, walked over. No, you have to pre-book those. You can only pre-book them. I was like, what? Like absolute madness. You cannot get a taxi if you just blew my mind. So in the end, obviously it's early, it's feckin' freezing, it's like -2 degrees as soon as we walked outside. We were just like in that short fuse of, oh, screw this, we'll just get the train. Walked down to the train. Now, transport, train-wise, in Europe, we've never had an issue with. Always plain and simple, you just grab a ticket, and kids are free, the age they are anyway. So it's literally, grab it, have a look, off you go to the train. Like, love train travel, not gonna lie. Now, we got the train to Hamburg, like city central, and basically like 20 minutes, if that. And the underground service that we needed was on strike, which meant that we needed to walk the last part of our journey. 10-minute walk, right? And you sit there and go, 10 minutes, that's nothing. Like, we walk for hours during the day normally, so 10 minutes, what is that? No issue whatsoever. But bearing in mind, I've said, we've got 3 suitcases between us, right? It's freezing. It's freezing and it's freezing. So we came outside and bless them, like the boys were carrying their suitcases for a long while, but where it's so icy on the floor, they kept like slipping and sliding over the place. They were cold, so it was like very much, right, hands in your pockets, like just warm, stay as warm as you can, walk, I'll carry the suitcases. And I kid you not, I had to keep stopping every so often because my hands were frozen. It felt like my fingers were going to fall off. I was like, this is absolutely insane. Like, I can feel pain in my fingers by how cold they are. So like, you just put them in your pocket, just be like, yeah, I'm just checking the map again. Like, literally a straight road. You're walking down and then walking around. Like, that was it. But this 10-minute journey must have felt like we walked for an hour, which is very dramatic because we definitely didn't. But it felt like it because it was cold. Finally saw the hotel, and it was one of those moments where I was like, oh, the hotel's up there, we're up there, and I casually looked to my side. I was like, oh, we're here, woo. Walked inside. Now it's about 11 o'clock, right? When we actually arrived, it was about 11 a.m. Check-in's not till 3. So I went up to the desk. I was like, we're early. But realistically, we were kind of just looking that we just wanted to like leave our suitcases somewhere, sit down, warm up, thaw out, and like have a hot drink type thing. I was like, honestly, they could say anything to me, but as long as I can sit down and warm up, doesn't really bother me right now. And she was like, oh, we're here early, like check-in's not till 3, took our suitcases off us. And bless her, she then came back and was like, oh, so they've spoken to housekeeping. They can get it ready within like half an hour. And I was like, oh my goodness, the best thing I've ever heard. So we were sat downstairs, just chilling, like warming up a bit. Like my oldest, his thing is that whenever he walks in inside, no matter how cold he is, it's always jacket off, jumper off, everything. Like just sit down, like, yeah, okay, I'm dressed for summer now. I'm like, I don't understand. Like the boy's head, it cracks me up. So we sat there, waited around, and then got taken up the stairs to our room, and absolutely stunning. Like, I'm not even going to lie to you, it is beautiful. Like, we always love coming to this hotel anyway, this like chain of hotels. Bathtub is huge, like absolutely gigantic. The shower, like separate shower, separate toilet. Our bed could probably sleep about 7 people on it. It is just, it's beautiful. And then like the boys' space as well, huge. There's so much room. Like it is really, really nice. I've done videos and stuff, so I will showcase those. But now I'm gonna have a bath. I'm gonna thaw out. I'm gonna chill, and we are gonna have a beautifully early night so that we can get on with day 2. Try and warm ourselves up, wrap ourselves up as beautifully possible, and go exploring and catch up with you then. So yeah, toodaloos.